I have finally, after all these years, watched the original Beetlejuice for the first time. It is a movie that, while it doesn't resonate with me as much as it does with other people, that is something that I want to study and learn more about. What exactly makes a film like the original 1988 Beetlejuice such a cult classic? How can we see more films build that cult classic feeling that Beetlejuice was able to establish so many years ago? That is something I want to explore in today's video as we are leading up to the release of the newest sequel coming out this weekend with Beetlejuice. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, Film Obsessed. If you are someone who has seen the original Beetlejuice and is looking forward to the new sequel, give this video a like and subscribe and join this film community that I'm trying to build on this channel. Sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and let's jump right into it. So what is a cult classic anyway? Basically, it's any movie that is praised by having a big audience of followers who loved it and cherished it for a long period of time. It is also a movie that features certain themes and aspects that resonate with certain demographics. I think Beetlejuice fits right in with all those boxes. For one, it's a very old movie that originally was actually not seen that much given its box office of $74 million. It was only until years after where people really started to follow it as much as they did. Demographically, it fits in with a couple of different audiences. For one, it's loved by much younger audiences given its PG-rated nature. Although, having now seen the movie for the first time, I would say it is also more of a hard PG-13 rating that almost goes into PG-13 territory sometimes. Its bigger demographics come from the people who love the holiday of Halloween, but also the emo crowd. I think that these are people who are going to show up in droves for the new sequel coming out, and given the box office projections for it, I'd say that that's pretty accurate. Those projections saying that it will double what the original did in total are insane and show how much of a cult classic following this film actually has. Only a few movies this year have made more than $100 million opening weekend domestically, and the fact that a film like Beetlejuice, of all IPs, is one that can do it proves the point of the big following this film has from all the demographics I just listed. I am somebody who personally does not resonate with either of these demographics with regards to this movie specifically, but that's totally fine, and not every movie can hit us the same way as others feel it does. There are definitely other reasons I would say that a movie like this has a cult classic feeling, and that comes down to the filmmaking of it all. Now, this video is not meant to be a review of the original Beetlejuice as of me seeing it for the first time, but now that I can talk about it given I've seen it, I feel it is important to apply this to even the sequel that's coming out. Tim Burton, as a filmmaker, is one of the most unique directors that the film industry I think has ever seen. He is one of the few that have such a unique and different style to him when it comes to making certain kind of films. I think he is another fundamental reason why this movie has such a massive following, because he is different. I think that is the best word to describe it, in that he is different from everyone else. I think a lot of film fans like when they can come across a director who can do things uniquely than most other directors do. Namely, with Tim, he has a massive obsession with the art of practical effects. The original is allotted for the usage of practical effects and how it shaped the themes of the movie through trying to be scary and also silly at the same time. In today's day and age, I think filmgoers are looking more for that more real and practical feeling again, with less CGI, and I think they are getting that with this new sequel, as Burton looks like he is returning to his original form. The film knows exactly what it is and the tone it's trying to communicate. It is a horror comedy through and through, and you can't even deny that. Horror comedies are also a rare brand of dual genre film that you don't see get made too often, nor do you see many filmmakers make as impressively well as they do. Beetlejuice blends so much of it together very well to capture the audience that it does. There is also a certain charm that Tim Burton brings to his movies through the characters that he creates and how he writes them. The original Beetlejuice, I'm not gonna lie, does feature a lot of dialogue that might not resonate with me, but it does for certain people who just want to find relatability in some of these characters. I don't personally relate to anyone in this film, so that could be a reason why it didn't hit me as hard as it did, but in no way, shape, or form is that a big problem, because I know it did for so many others. That is another thing that makes this movie a cult classic, is the relatability of so much stuff in it. It doesn't matter if it's the characters, the horror aspects, the playful nature of its tones, or what the characters are representing through their looks, for example. There's relatability in everything in this movie, I feel, and I think that is why people always find their favorite films. The funny thing is, the character of Beetlejuice is, weirdly enough, the one thing about this movie that I think finds itself so sidelined and not relatable from anything that I've discussed in this video. The dude only shows up 45 minutes into the original and makes very sparing appearances. He's really there to just wreak havoc and have a few one-liners with his comedy. To anyone watching this video, I'm curious to know, Is he the thing about this movie that you find the least relatable, but also the thing that you don't resonate as much with? I know that I've only seen this movie once as of now, but most of the time, I always thought of everything else featured in the film, whether it was the main girl Lydia, played by Winona Ryder, with her fascination for the ghosts, who are played by Alec Baldwin and Geena Davis, or her family and their weird dynamic with each other. I guess I could also add Michael Keaton's performance as Beetlejuice in there as well, but again, the character is barely in the movie, and so I just don't really think of him that much when I think back on what I saw for the first time. Just something to point out when talking about how the movie relates to people and their big following of it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my breakdown of studying what makes a cult classic and what it is to look at one of the most famous examples of that with the original Beetlejuice. Leave your comments down below about what you think about my commentary on all of this and what your thoughts were of the original film. Also, do let me know if you are excited to see the new one coming out this weekend. If you want to see more moving forward from me on this channel with regards to film and you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and also subscribe if you are new here and turn on that notification bell. That's a wrap, folks. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you soon for the next video.